My mom grew up in post-World War II Germany. She was the only Jewish kid in her school, and all of her teachers and all of her classmates' parents were Nazis.
Growing up in Germany, the only identity that I had really was being a Jew. Really, nothing else. And then when I came to the States, and there, all of a sudden, I wasn't just a Jew, I was a whole person. And a lot of Jewish people that I met had a lot of different stories to tell about their background. And I met them at the JCC.
My family life growing up was pretty typical for a Jewish kid from the Bronx. I went about my life, met Elaine, got married, and decided that there was a need for another place in my life where there would be a sense of community. We sought something, and lo and behold, something arose out of nothing for us to become part of. And that something was the JCC. That moment when it broke ground, we couldn't see anything other than the hole in the ground that was there. And then suddenly there was a yoga studio, and then suddenly there was a gym, and then suddenly there were kids.
JCC Greater Boston is the heart of so many families. I have watched in my 25 years here, young children in our preschool. Their children are now in our preschool. Their parents are now taking Forever Fit and working out with us and coming to our educational events, coming with their grandchildren to a Magic Arc show or to performances. It's an incredible gift to be able to witness and be a part of this.
I remember when I was little going to karate class and being so excited and running in and going to class and then getting a treat at the vending machine afterwards. And now my son is so excited for his Ninja Warrior class, which is, the new version of karate. And then afterwards we get a sweet treat at the J Cafe.
JCC Greater Boston has been the second of two major influences in our kids' lives. There's their family and there's what they are learning at the JCC. It made me be able to fully embrace being part of the JCC community without being a Jewish person.
Our community is beautiful. Our community looks different the way it did 15, 20 years ago. I get to meet families that represent all different ways of raising children. I get to meet people who come from all different places, who believe a lot of different things. The JCC creates opportunities for all to feel included. So we as a community are richer. We have the honor to create programming that's welcoming, that creates a place where everybody belongs.
My daughters got the same thing out of having a JCC and a Jewish immersion that I got out of going to Hebrew school. It gave them the sense of place and acceptance that could create the confidence and self-awareness that let them grow to be the women that they are today.
When I look at my ID from when I was 12 or 13 years old, and I see my kids walk through that same door, and I know my grandmother walked through that same door, and my mom walks through that door, and God willing, my children's children will be able to walk through that door. Now you're on the second generation of kids growing up in like a wonderful Jewish community. In just one generation to go from one extreme to the other. And to now, not just that, but to have your grandchildren grow up in that same wonderful environment. Like, could your grandparents ever have dreamed of that?
Not only this, to be born in the same place and have your children in the same place, because they are wandering Jews when you're coming from Europe. But to have Felice born in Brookline and we here, and then her children be born here, it's a miracle.
Before I had kids, I didn't understand what a special place it was or how lucky we were to have it. It's not until I think of my kids growing up and I think of you growing up and I think of the difference that I really, really understand.
You always want to have a home, a base where you're safe.
It's not a given to have a place to go to have a place to communicate, to have a place to celebrate with, to have a place to connect with, to grow families. Thanks to the JCC, I feel I am home.